All right, brothers and sisters, how are we? Welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. I know I did a video on this tank not too long ago. It's the Celestial Pearl Danios Nano tank. Sits in the kitchen here, up at the end of the ledge at the beginning of my fish room, for those taking notes. Anyway, I'm just so happy with this tank right now. I love how tight and compact all the different plants are. That like awesome Christmas moss and Wasser tang kind of mixed together to form that green clump. This Anubias variety, vigorous, no algae, Anubias petite, the like baseball sized clump and beautiful green leaves, tight and compact. Some other Java ferns sort of intermingling betwixt and between, and then of course where I hope the CPDs will spawn one day, that Christmas moss in the back with cherry shrimp everywhere. Look at them all. They're like little red Christmas ornaments, right? So the Celestial Pearl Danios, I've got about 7 in here, give or maybe 8, and they're from 3 different brood stocks. So not all one family. I've got my original male, that great one. Look at the orange on that fin. Is that crazy? It looks like a brook trout. He's the alpha, but the other ones are growing up real fast. You see how fat the females are? Look at her. So, I mean, I know there's another one. I can get a spawn out of these. Cherry shrimp, I've read 2 different opinions, 1,000 different ways, basically that they do eat eggs and that they don't. I've even heard that they'll clean the fungus off them and actually perform a desirable function. The nearite snail, you see him there, he won't harm any eggs. They just eat algae primarily. And then ram's horn snails, all those on the bottom, same thing. They're vegetarians. So I'm hoping to get a couple babies. I'm still waiting for spawning behavior. If you remember, that male had a female and they just mated like crazy, but I had that pernicious female guppy in here, and if they laid eggs, and I'm almost positive they did, she just gobbled them up. And another problem, I think there's a couple big Amano shrimp somewhere in the catacombs of this tank, and they could be a problem. But in any event, I love the Celestial Pearl Danios, and unlike my first school, look at how vigorous these guys are. They're playing around, they're frolicking about at all levels of the tank, they're exploring, they're sparring a little bit, they're everywhere now. The last group of CPDs, as they're called for short, or Galaxy Rasbora, the last group of these lovely little fish were so shy and reclusive. They pretty much stayed behind that water feature or that aquascaping, and it was a bummer, right? I mean, they may have been happy, but I never saw them, or hardly ever, even at feeding time. But these guys are fat and happy and frolicking, and they're in a tank that I'm really pleased with right now. You see there's some pygmy Cory hasbrosus, and there's Godzilla. He, I think, would eat eggs and pretty much anything he comes across. Look at that beast. But I'm not taking him out. Unless I really see a spawning pair and get the itch. This is his home too, and so Godzilla can stay with the rest of these little creatures. And since everybody's getting on so well, I don't need the babies, frankly. It was more a hobby thing anyway. So what do you think of this tank? Thumbs up? Got any questions? Hit me up. And as always, keep your hands in the tank. Ciao for now.